Joe, as I mentioned, I'm a fight fan, so my perspective is clearly different than yours as a fighter. What did you make of that? And give us a little insight on what you want from your cornerman in that situation.
Okay, guys, I think I saw this a little bit differently. In this regard, you had an athlete who in between rounds did not want to participate in the next round. This concluded with said athlete not participating in the next round. Look, I do think that Drysdale does have an argument to make where he goes, look, we've got a minute here. I'm hearing one thing from my athlete. I'm trying to bring him back around. It looked like we didn't get there. We did it his way and we called everything off. I think that this was a little bit uneventful, but overall there is a message here that when an athlete is done, you're not going to bring him back around. Those are words that no combat athlete wants to speak. And once he actually speaks them, you got to listen to him. Stop the fight.
And Chell, that is the point that I wanted to follow up with you on, because it's one thing if you're working out and your trainer or someone in your camp is trying to push you through some extra reps or try to get you to go an extra round in sparring, that's one thing. But if a fighter tells you he doesn't want to fight and your cornerman is saying, no, we got this, you're going to go back out there, what kind of message is he sending to his fighter? There's pushing, Chell, and then there's pushing too far, no?
Yeah, I would fully agree with that. And again, just to remind everybody, we didn't continue with the fight, but look, this was an exhaustion issue, guys. Max was fatigued. Max took this fight on very short notice. I do have a little bit of a fear that this is going to impact Max's career. He's going to go out as somebody that didn't have heart, didn't have the grit. Look, guys, let's not forget. He fought very hard. It was 1 round apiece. And by the way, he took this on 5 days' notice. He simply didn't have any energy left. Yes, I do think that the coach needs to know his athlete. And I do think that fatigue is one of those things that's very hard to see.
Ariel, I'll finish with you because, again, Drysdale said that he had no problems with what he did. He would do it again. He'd want someone to do the same for him. And quite honestly, we've seen something similar to this multiple times in MMA. As far as the sport is concerned, and maybe even the athletic commission starting to look at it going forward, is this an issue that needs to be addressed in the immediacy?
Oh, Michael, it's a massive issue. And quite frankly, I can't believe what I'm hearing out of Chael's mouth. First of all, Max said he wanted out 9 times. 9 times, count it. I want out 9 times, call it 9 times he said that. You can't be more clear than that. Number one, he was down 0-2 on all 3 judges' scorecards. In fact, all 3 judges scored the second round of 10-8 in favor of Austin Hubbard. And number 3, it wasn't the coach, it wasn't Robert Drysdale, it wasn't anyone in his corner who called the fight. It was the inspector. It was Nevada who called the fight. So they all deserve all the blame. It's not much ado about nothing. It's a massive problem in our sport because I can guarantee you this. If that was a boxing match, if that was top-ranked boxing tonight in Mexico, it would have taken 1 time. For some reason, there is a problem in our sport where fighters are telling their coaches, I want out, and the coaches are saying, no, be a champion, be a warrior. And guess who has to deal with the ramifications? The fighter. Brain damage, injuries, on the shelf for many, many months. It's hard to watch, it's disgusting, and it's a trend that needs to change in this sport because these young fighters are having their careers cut short because for some reason or another, these coaches don't want to listen to the fighter. If you're not in there to protect your fighter, what are you doing there?
Chael?
I would just say this. This was not apples to apples to what we saw with the Anthony Smith fight, which I believe is the comparison that Ariel is trying to make in one regard, which is he did not want to continue, and ultimately he did not continue. That's all that I'm offering. That is different than Anthony Smith, who went 2 more rounds and got bludgeons, including losing his teeth. I think that it's a little bit different. I'll leave it at that.
You want to see effort when these guys come in there. What
the funny story about that is his manager had terrorized Sean Shelby and basically told Shelby, this guy's the future, this guy's this, that. And Sean said, okay, we'll put him in. And there you go.
Would he get a shot? Did you think that another shot? Do you think he's UFC caliber?
Do you think he should?
The short notice fight, I mean, it could go either way, I suppose.
Yeah, no matter how you come in, short notice or whatever the deal is, you got to go. This is go time. This is the big show. This is the big stage. And, you know, you got to go. Look, I mean, I'll go back to Curtis Blades. I was just ripping him a minute ago, but the reality is at the end of, like, the 3rd round, he was breathing so heavy, he couldn't stop breathing. But Curtis Blades didn't quit. Curtis Blades didn't stop after the 3rd round or the 4th round. You could tell he was exhausted. You know, you get to these places where when you're in a fight, there's sometimes that these guys feel like they're going to die because you're so exhausted, you don't think that you can do, and you push yourself and you get there. That's what being in this next level is all about, you know? And even though I was ripping Curtis either because he talked so much, this week. You don't come in and have a performance like that. You saw Curtis Blades go 5 rounds tonight, you know, when I'm sure he thought he couldn't get past the 4th or wanted to stop in the 5th. It's what separates you, you know, the people who belong here from the people who don't belong here.
All right, Curtis, congratulations on the win. The first question I'll ask you is, how tired were you at the end of that fight?
Extremely. I was very, very tired. Like, I was exerting myself. All the takedowns, and I was looking to get ground and pound, and just, he was very long. He was able to protect himself with his long guard and his knees. They acted like a body shield. At one point, I was able to get around it, but just the unique size and dimensions of his body presented different obstacles that I could have done a little better preparing for, but you live and you learn. I'd rather learn in a win than in a loss.
Yeah, for sure. But you also wanted to make a statement tonight, right?
Yeah.
Did you feel like at the end of the day you made the statement that you wanted?
A W is a statement. I mean, we always want the finish, but when a guy is equally as good as you are, well, maybe he was just as good as I am. I will give him that, and I put out the W. That's my statement. I beat a guy who's on my level.
A few of us noticed that you came in a little heavier on the weigh-in than you had previously. Was that on purpose, or was that just something else?
That just is normal, you know. Sometimes you hold a little more water. That's all.
Okay. I mean, would you want to get lower in weight going forward? You think you have like a ideal fighting weight?
I fluctuate between 250 and 260. I was a little heavier for this one. We'll bring me to that. It's no big deal.
So moving forward, it sounds like you were willing to wait for a title shot. You feel like there's really no other option for you, right?
Yeah, I'm in no rush. I made some good money tonight. I'm good. I'm fine. I'll wait.
For however long it takes?
I'm not going to make any declarations. I don't know how long it's going to be, so I can't say I'll wait how long it's going to take. But as of right now, I'm fine with waiting. I just want to. Tomorrow's Father's Day. I just want to hang out with my daughter. That's all. That's really all I'm thinking about.
And there's a little back and forth with Jessica I missing weight. Now, she said it was a 1/4 pound, but it looks like Calvillo is saying she thinks it was as much as 3 or 3.5 pounds. They had gotten a call from her coach.
Yeah, that's, you know what? I don't know how that works with the old towel trick. They grab the towel, it relieves pressure, or I don't know I don't know. They say that's like an old weight cutting trick. You know what I mean? Like, so it was really more weight than it was. And I didn't see the video of her weighing in, so I don't know.
Let me ask you.
I'll tell you, she did look big. I'm not saying I don't know the facts of that, but I will tell you that, holy cow, she did look big. And like Cynthia Calvillo, she
was
really,
very good. Yeah,
man, I like the way she puts it together. Like, she's not desperate for the takedown. She strikes when she has to strike, and she strikes well. But she's not trying to just take her out of there because she knows that Jessica's durable. So she's getting off on her. She's getting out. She's shooting in a perfect takedown. Nice ground and pound. Man, good, very good control. Yeah. Very good control. I loved her control on the floor. People could jump for submissions all day long. You didn't lose a position in a grappling match. It's no big deal. You lose in a fight. The guy's up there, standing up there on top, they're elbowing you in the face. You want that control. So that really, really made a difference.
Agreed.
I was really impressed, man.
Yeah, she was. And it's funny, Jessica's corner kept telling her, get going, get going, get going. You got to turn it up. You got to turn it. And she just seemed like she couldn't.
This is what I'll tell you, Jimmy.
Couldn't get it going.
This is what I'll tell you. I heard good instruction. There might have been good instruction from Jessica I's corner, but this is what I look at between the 4th and 5th round. Okay, I try to listen to the corner then, because obviously I'm going to say she lost every round. I don't know where somebody gave a 49-48. Maybe you can give it I don't know. I have to see the first round again, but she didn't win more than one round. She was behind. Going into the 5th round, did you feel she was behind?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Obviously. So it's like, if we're everybody, you got to see that. So the biggest thing, you want to give instruction, that's great. He was talking to her like it was the 2nd or 3rd round, or she's still in the fight where she had time. She had no time. Time was up. She's either finishing her or get a 10-8 round where they're saying she's lucky she's getting out with her life. That's what you say to her.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're doing her a disjustice. She will not. The fighter, it's not up to the fighter to know that she has to get it done. She's living in the moment in there. You know what I mean? So she's going through her head. She might be thinking she's doing better than she's not doing, or worse. So it's up for you to say, listen. You could say, look, you're up. If she was up in the fight, listen, you're up in the fight. This person, they're desperate now. They're desperate. You got to keep be alert from the second you go. You're alert. All right, you know what I mean. You gotta let them know where they're at in the fight, because a lot of people know in their head. It's not up to them. It's up to you. There was no sense of urgency in the corner of Jessica.
He had to know she was losing.
There was
though,
no
right?
sense of urgency in the 4th to 5th round. I gotta listen to it again.
Yeah.
But from what I heard, it was some boxing instructions with the, with the uppercut. You do this, so that's and that. It's good. But you gotta put a stamp on that fucking fight. You're behind every round.